Hello and welcome to the Equilibrium Hub. It's such a privilege to help you and to assist you in this journey to change your life, to change your health. And congratulations for taking that big step in the right direction. My name is Dalene. I'm a registered dietitian and a functional nutritionist, and I've worked for over 20 years now with people like yourself to help them achieve change and results in both weight management and lifestyle diseases. What I'm going to share with you first off is 7 tips that most of my patients have felt really helpful in embarking on this journey. The very first one is give yourself some credit. Many people are overweight, are unhealthy, are unfit, but you are here. You have spent your precious time and your precious resources to change the status quo, and for that you deserve a big applause. Number 2 is find your why. We are all differently motivated when it comes to weight loss, with healthy lifestyle changes, or generally just our lifestyle habits. And what you need to find for yourself is your why as to what is the main reason for you pursuing this. This might look different in your 20s than it does in your 50s, but find that why and write it down somewhere where you see it often so that you can keep your eye on the ball and keep your healthy habits going. Number 3 is prepare for the process. Now, when we start our healthy lifestyle, we usually are a lot more aware of what we are losing than we are of what we're actually going to be gaining. So you might be feeling now all those ready meals that is so convenient. You're not going to be having that anymore. Your favorite food, your comfort foods, maybe your pizza, maybe your pub grub, or your time that you would spend in the pub after work with your other friends or your colleagues. We think of all those losses, and we might even start dreaming about foods or craving foods just because we cannot have it anymore. But what we're not yet aware of is we're not yet aware of what we're actually going to be gaining. So the clearer skin, the better sleep, the healthier sort of feeling of just knowing that you are doing good for your body. Your shrinking waistline, clothes fitting better, compliments from family, from friends, and confidence, just knowing that you got this. That is something that you're going to start experiencing as you get through the process, but that won't be your initial thing. And a lot of us expect we live one day healthily and the next day we should feel fantastic. But actually, what is more true is that as you embark on these changes, a lot of people have initially almost what we call like a detox or a bit of a withdrawal phase. So for the first, depending on just how the lifestyle was before, I would say probably the first week, a lot of us experience some headaches. We might experience just feeling really flat. We have lots of food cravings. We could feel overwhelmed because this new way of eating is uncomfortable for the family. We need to think a lot about the food prep and the meals and the shopping. That is absolutely normal. Don't be discouraged if that's how you're feeling. This is all of our experience. We're never good at something unless we've done it for a while. So as you keep going, it will start becoming easier. Just get yourself through that first 10 days and you will start feeling what I mean. That's where the benefits start expressing. Fourth, we actually talk about your 80-20 principles. So when we talk about food and lifestyle, a lot of us are all or nothing people. We either do nothing wrong, we're 100% on plan, we do not go out, we decline all invitations because we focus now. And then you buckle and you eat one chocolate chip cookie. Now you are spiraling downwards into negative behavior. You have all this guilt that feeds actually just failing and giving up. And you actually only had one chocolate chip cookie. So if we're thinking about your current health and your current weight, it is the result of your lifestyle, meaning that for what you do most of the time. So start focusing on the day-to-day, the usual, all Tuesday, before you start actually looking at your difficult events, at the parties, at the weddings and those type of things. And it's so typical. Many of my patients tell me, oh, well, I've now just started my plan, but I have a wedding, let's say, coming up in 2 weeks. Now, most of us get really quite stressed because how are we going to avoid all the snacks beforehand? And there's such a long time between like the ceremony and the reception. How are we not going to drink too much champagne? So instead of thinking of that, start thinking of the 42 meals you will have up until the event, because that is a lot more powerful if we're thinking about a lifestyle change. Number 5 is to plan, to shop, and to prepare. This is really one of those situations where if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When we are already hungry, when we are rushing around and we're stopping somewhere at a service station to try and find something to stuff in our faces, there is not going to be healthy choices available. So unless you do the prepping and the planning and the packing even of those meals into your lunchbox, or however you, whatever you're doing in the day or go to work, you are going to make not your best choices. None of us do when we are starving. And then along with that, number 6, which is to set up your environment to win. If something doesn't make it into the shopping trolley, it is not going to make it home. It's not going to make it into the pantry. It's not going to be tempting you at the midnight hours. If you absolutely have to buy treats for your kids, please buy the stuff that you do not like. Don't buy anything for them that'll tempt you. Not that we should buy all of these things for the kids, but you know where I'm going to. Right, then the number 7 is all about portion sizes. So a lot of people can find the whole concept of eating better food quite relatable. A lot of us know there are better and worse foods for us. But the portion sizes still really play a massive role in how much weight you will lose. So please get yourself a food scale and some measuring cups for this meal plan, that you can get your eye into what is an appropriate portion for you. If you really don't have any of that equipment, then what is a really helpful way of looking at it is to take your 22 centimeter, this is a 9-inch radius plate, and to divide it in the middle, fill half of what you're going to be eating with vegetables, soups, anything that is made of vegetables, and then divide the remaining quarter into your starch and your protein. That is a balanced meal for someone who is on a health journey. But we are talking about the 22 centimeter, not the 28 centimeter or 11-inch plate that is currently known as the standard plate. The side plate is the 22-inch one. So if you think about completing a meal and feeling full, if you are on a health journey and you eat only carbs and proteins to try fill you up, you cannot really afford to ever get up from a meal full. The part that should fill you up is actually your vegetables, your salad type vegetables, your green type of vegetables. So this is also a good sort of rule to follow when you're eating out. So when, let's say you have a set menu and it's an event that you cannot avoid going to, not that you should avoid it, but in case you were planning to rather just initially hang low, and they offering this set menu, and portion sizes at restaurants are bigger than we should eat at home. Also, the cooking methods are a lot oilier than's actually ideal for us. So a rule of thumb that I always tell my patients is to firstly order yourself a big bottle of sparkling water. This will avoid that you are eating because you're actually just thirsty, and it also helps keep your hands and your mouth busy so that you don't feel you need to put something in it all the time or drink too much of the alcohol on offer. And when we're looking at the rest of the meal, you can generally eat all the vegetables, all the soup, and all the salad on offer. But only about a third to, maybe if you're a larger person, a half of the starches and the proteins. And then you order yourself for dessert a spoon, so that you can have a little bite from a friend's or from a partner's plate rather than ordering a whole thing for yourself, if that is an option. So let me recap. Firstly, give yourself a big pat on the back. We are so happy to have you here, and you've already taken a massive step in the right direction. Number 2, find your why. Put it somewhere in front of your face where you see it often. Number 3 is your gains is going to exceed your losses. Get through the first 10 days and you will start experiencing that. Number 4, remember your 80-20 rule, not an all or nothing attitude. Number 5, plan, shop, and prepare on the weekend so that your busy week is looked after. Number 6, set up your environment so that you can win. Number 7 is watch your portion sizes. You are stronger than you think. You can do hard things. Habits are just the actions we repeat over time, whether good or bad. And as you continue doing these good habits, these good actions, you are going to create new habits. Just keep going.